So what does it really take to break a curse? I'll give you a hint, it has nothing to do with magic swords or powerful potions. Let's dig into this incredible fairy tale to uncover a lesson about the true nature of kindness that's as relevant today as it ever was. Okay, so every great story kicks off with a big problem, right? And this one starts with a doozy, a powerful curse placed on Princess Alira. The sorceress Morwen doesn't just curse her, she leaves behind a riddle. The spell can only be broken by kindness, free of greed. But what does that actually mean in practice?
Now, this wasn't your typical sleeping curse or a poison apple. No, this was something way more insidious. It literally split the princess's life in two, forcing her to exist as two completely different beings.
Think about it. By day, she's the perfect princess, radiant, admired, the beloved future of her kingdom. But then the sun sets, and poof, she becomes a shadow, a silent black cat, totally alone and completely invisible to the very same people who cheered for her just hours before.
And here's what I find so fascinating. The key to fixing this whole mess, the solution to this powerful curse, wasn't some epic quest or magical artifact. Nope, it was hidden in a simple human action, an act of kindness that had absolutely zero selfish motive behind it.
So this very specific condition sets the stage for a massive, kingdom-wide test. As all these suitors start showing up at the castle trying to win her hand, we get this classic showdown of values, worldly wealth versus genuine kindness.
You've got princes and dukes from all over the world arriving with these incredible, extravagant gifts. But look closer. Do you see the pattern? Jeweled crowns, promises of heroic deeds, entire ships full of spices. These weren't gifts. They were transactions. They were all trying to buy a prize. Every single action was about what they could get in return.
Meanwhile, far away from all that pomp and circumstance, we meet Thomas. He's just a stable boy living a quiet life, and get this, he has no idea about the curse. He doesn't even know there's a reward. His life is defined by simple, everyday compassion, not ambition.
And his offerings couldn't be more different from the suitors. We're not talking crowns or jewels, we're talking about a saucer of milk, for what he thinks is just a stray cat, a warm place to rest. He expected nothing back. It was just pure kindness, offered for its own sake.
All of this builds to the story's climax. Just when it seems like time is about to run out, the sorceress Morwen comes back, and she is not playing around. She wants to make the curse permanent. The stage is set for one final, ultimate test.
Morwen just drops this bombshell, her final ultimatum. The stakes are suddenly higher than ever. That window to break the curse, it's closing, and it's closing fast. The whole kingdom is just thrown into despair.
But here's the irony. Morwen's last act of cruelty, whipping up this terrible blizzard, is the very thing that sets the solution in motion. Because Thomas, worried about his little cat friend, goes out searching for her in the storm. He finds her shivering, about to freeze, and he makes the ultimate sacrifice. He gives her his only cloak.
And with that one simple phrase, "Better I freeze than you, little one," the condition is met. That's the moment. It is an act of kindness so pure, so completely and totally free of greed that he's willing to risk his own life for a small stray animal. And that changes everything.
The curse shatters. And in the aftermath, the story really spells out its true message. Real power, the kind that lasts, doesn't come from magic. It comes from the heart.
So in her final showdown with Morwen, Alira doesn't need to cast a single spell. She doesn't have to. The power that she now wields is this incredible strength that was born from receiving selfless kindness. And that inner light is more than enough to drive away all the darkness.
Now, you'd think after all this, Thomas would cash in, right? The king offers him everything. Gold, titles, you name it. But he remains unchanged. He proves, once again, that he was never in it for a reward. The only thing he ever valued was the connection he had made.
And Alira's final choice just says it all. She chooses the one person who saw her not as a trophy to be won, but as a soul in need of care when she was at her absolute most vulnerable. It proves that being truly seen for who you are is worth more than all the riches in the world.
So, let's nail this down. What is this true kindness that broke the curse? Well, it's way more than just being nice. It's an act that you give freely, with zero thought of getting something back, done simply for the well-being of someone else.
And ultimately, the story leaves us with this powerful truth, doesn't it? All that stuff people chase, power, beauty, wealth, it's all temporary. But true kindness, that's an enduring strength. It's powerful enough to break even the deepest, darkest curses.
So, we'll leave you with this to think about. It might be a fairy tale, but its lesson is very, very real. What if the curses we face in our own world, things like loneliness, division, or despair, don't actually need some grand, magical solution? What if they could be broken by just a single, selfless act of kindness?